Welcome to On My Mind Monday. Today is Monday, March 17th, 2025. Yes, it is St. Patrick's Day for those of you who celebrate. I have often said I am neither Catholic nor Irish, so it's not something I really care too much about, but I know a lot of folks do. So, congratulations to those of you who do celebrate. My daughter, of course, loves this holiday because she loves green. So she loves a day where people wear green. So that's a thing too. Today, I'm going to be talking about a few things that are on my mind today, like I do every week, but a lot of it is going to have to do with just a medical update. Many of you know or saw online that I had a surgery last Friday. It's going to be talking about that. So if that's something you're just not that interested in hearing about, you might skip this one. There are a few other things that are on my mind today as I'm kind of looking around at things. One thing I will say, I have often told people to put the pom poms down when it comes to rooting for politicians. Some cases, the politician can do no right, and sometimes they can do no wrong, and all those other kind of things. With the current administration this week, I have issues here and there, but this week I really have a lot of support for what is going on with the current administration insofar as they're doing a few things. First of all, getting crazies out of our country, whether these are people who are leading protests on, these aren't American students, by the way. These are people who are non-American students leading protests on American campuses, shutting down libraries and administration buildings and doing all kinds of crazy things. They don't belong here. Get them out. Get them out. That's just my take. And I appreciate that the administration is doing that. I also appreciate that they're getting rid of gang members. Get them out. They don't belong here. I understand, that the whole idea of illegal aliens is a spectrum, right? You'll have a lot of really good, hardworking folks that are just trying to make a better life for themselves, that are just trying to do that here, and they just didn't do it the right way. And then you have other people who are malignant. They're actively harming our country, and they need to be gone, and they need to be gone first, and that's what this administration is doing. And so I applaud that all the way. I do think that that is the right thing to do. So I'm certainly going to say that. In addition, hitting the Houthi rebels in Yemen is extremely important, and here's why. The shipping lanes that they're attacking ships over. There is a lot of traffic of not just American ships, many of whom have been hit, but also many international ships. So these groups have been hitting peaceful merchant ships that aren't doing anything but carrying goods. And they have even attacked U.S. service ships. Okay, in the past, the previous administration's their policy was to, okay, well, if you hit us, well, we'll hit you back. And I think that the time for that is over, and the current administration has agreed. They've said, no, you're done. We are done with you. We're not playing games anymore with you. It's time for you to be dealt with. Your capacity needs to be degraded to the point where you're not able to do these things anymore. So we're taking it out on them, and quite frankly, we're taking it out on Iran, who is their biggest sponsor. So again, these are things where I see good things coming, and these are things that need to be done for all Americans. I applaud, and I think that that's great. Now, we're not going to talk about tariffs this week. I have some disagreement there. I will say, though, that I've often said that I am a Reagan conservative. And this week, I've had the opportunity to just watch a number of clips from Reagan's speeches from over the years. And yeah, it was really, really cool to hear these things and kind of look back. And in some ways, it makes me sad for the current state of our politics. But it also is one of those things where it really kind of renewed my um, it just really renewed my philosophy, so to speak, and the things that I've come to believe and the things that I really look at politically through the years. And I also love just the fact that this is a guy who could do stuff with humor. He didn't kvetch, he didn't whine about how persecuted he was or any of those things, even though he could have, for real. But he just had really great humor, a great way of putting things, and this is why this is a guy that was able to win 48 states in an electoral contest. So pretty impressive stuff. So anyway, that was really cool. Those are just a few things that were on my mind this week. Now, for those of you who are interested in kind of the medical stuff, I posted something online and said, "Who has two thumbs?" and just finished his second gallbladder surgery. Well, that would be this guy, right? So people have had questions because they say, well, you only have one gallbladder. How would you have two gallbladder surgeries, right? Um, so, and I've mentioned it in a prior episode that I did have a gallbladder removal in January of last year, um, and thought everything was great. It turned out that the remnants of what was left because of just some things that I'm not going to get into too much, but the remnant that was there was a stone that was gigantic as gallstones go. My doctor didn't even believe it when he saw the original uh, image because he was just like, okay, that can't be right. It measured 14 centimeters. So they sent me in for an MRI, and it came back that no, it wasn't 14 centimeters. It was 13 centimeters. So they went in, a month or so ago, and they just wanted to be able to retrieve it. They tried using a scope. At that point, they were going to break it up, and they used what they call the wire and basket system. And I've talked about this before, but they were going to break it up and then kind of pull the remnants out and do it that way. Well, um, it was big. They had some difficulty, and actually, the medical device broke. So I spent a little while with the medical device actually still inside of me. So the doctor who performed that procedure is widely known as one of the best in the area for these kinds of things. He's really, really good. And his mentor uh, was actually one of the top cancer surgeons in the whole area. Um, so he actually also looked at some things. He came in, saw what was going on, and they kind of made a plan at that point for how to rectify all this. And so that's what Friday was about. Um, so Friday was about trying to get rid of the remaining part of the gallbladder that was there, get rid of the stone, and obviously get their hardware out of my body. um, so the good news is that it appears to have worked. I do have my surgical consult uh, coming up, and they're going to basically talk about all these kinds of things. But the long and short of it is that they were able to get it out. Yeah, I'm not feeling the best. Just it's very tender, a lot of pain that we're managing. I've got pain meds and things like that, but obviously I'm not working out like I was, and I'm just trying to take it easy. Just trying to heal up a little bit. Have it was interesting in the past. I don't know that I have been that difficult to get an IV. But the last couple of times they've tried to give me an IV, I've been more difficult, and I don't know why. But this time, they had to poke me 5 times before they could get the IV to take. And then when I woke up, I could see that I had a sixth. That there was another one. So okay, so that's 6 holes in me just kind of poking me with a needle, which kind of made me feel a little bit like a pincushion. But these are professionals. I mean, they're great. They're doing their best, and apparently, what I was experiencing was very not normal. They were used to being able to get an IV in somebody. Then, of course, when I woke up, it was interesting because the last time that I had the gallbladder surgery, I had three places where they had punctured my abdomen just to be able to do the laparoscopic surgery. Um, and then there was another area for a port. Well, this time there were six. So I basically had 12 holes poked in me on Friday. Um, so just a little tender, um, managing the pain, doing well. I'm really grateful for the prayers and the well wishes of everybody who reached out. Um, that has been a blessing to me. So I just wanted to let everybody know I appreciate you very much. I thank you for that. Um, there is still a stent that they put in the last time to protect what's called the common bile duct, which is something that they're trying to protect. You don't want to go wrong on the common bile duct, and so they put a stent in there to kind of protect that. Um, that is still going to need to come out in the coming weeks, month ish. So yeah, they're going to have to go in again, but this time it'll be a scope is the plan. Um, so anyway, that's just some information for those of you who were curious about what was going on and how I was doing. And again, I'm well, thank God. I'm a little tired. I'm a little, just recovering. This just happened Friday, and today's Monday, and so I've used the weekend to kind of recuperate some. And today has been a slow day. I've been recovering, and then I'll have some meetings in the next couple of days, but kind of recuperating and recovering in between times, and just trying to wean myself off pain meds and things like that. But that's how it's going. So again, for those of you who prayed for me, who wished me well online, and all those kinds of things, I really appreciate you, and I thank you so much for that. And that was meaningful to me, and I just think the world of you, and I appreciate that. So this is maybe a little bit shorter episode, but again, I'm taking it easy this week. So that's what's on my mind on this St. Patrick's Day. This is March 17th, 2025, and I will see you next week.